Okay, what's up, everybody? In this video, I'm gonna allow this clip to play. And as a black man, I'm a so called black man. At least that's what the world calls me. I'm not morbidly stupid enough to play into a binary perception of myself. I simply say black man because that's the label the world gives me. I'm not stupid enough to be of 9 billion people. And hey, you can divide me simply over into the category of black man. And why don't you just be the white man? 9 billion people, and we're that simplified, right? I'm black, you're white. I mean, like, really, okay. But why I'm gonna talk about why modern day Nazism doesn't bother me and where it comes from. And I'm gonna hurry up and get into it. You might remember back when Barack Obama. Oh, okay. Let me first explain this. The deep state is in control of all of this stuff. All the Nazism that you're seeing all over the world, it's all being controlled from by some very intelligent, mostly Europeans that are under the cover. Like they're hidden, and they manipulate the general population of not just Europeans and Americans, but like as many countries as they can and as many people as they can. I know for a fact that you don't like this woman that you're looking at. She's a lesbian, right? She is the leader of the ADF or the AFD, whatever they're called over there in Germany. Let you listen to a clip really quick, like, right? Real quick. Here we go. Hold on. Let me turn up the volume. Here we go.
The far-right AfD is surging. 1 in 5 Germans would now vote for them. Yet, while many insist the AfD are not Nazis, a more unsettling reality lurks just beneath the surface. The party thrives on the normalization of far-right ideology.
Okay, so now they're screaming Germany for Germans, Germans out. Okay, now this little documentary, and what I'll do, the guy who you can look up his channel, right? I'll put his name down there. You should see Bez D. Marx. Now, I don't know if he's a Marxist or not. I don't know that. I don't know at all. But I do know one thing. The video that I got this from is about 23 minutes. And there are some people who know how to devastate your mind with just absolute simplistic facts. Okay. And this guy is one of them. Simply put, in the early 2000s, there may have been something that you remember. All right. If you can go back into your memory, you remember the yellow shirt or the yellow flag protests that were in France. You remember the austerity protests that were in Greece. As a matter of fact, there was an expression known as the pigs. Portland, Ireland, Greece, Spain. Basically, these were the broke nations of Europe. Your ass is broke. You ain't got no money. And then on top of being broke, the government has, well, I ain't going to say government, but the deep state media, when it comes to white folk, they got different names for welfare. With black people, they'll just call it welfare. With white people, they call it austerity measures. They have all type of different names for it, like austerity and all of that. Like there were protests all over Greece, all over Spain, Ireland, and actually Western Europe in this same economic, like the economic downfall or the economic issues, they affect Germany, France, and the UK too. You might remember all these protests. The most prominent one was the yellow shirt or the yellow vest one that you've seen in the UK, or better yet, France. You have another one in Belgium and a few other European countries where there's these farmers that are protesting not being able to grow their crops, the government ordering them to not grow their crops. And you also have in general economic collapse in Germany, China, and nations like Korea. They can produce products cheaper, industrial products. Germany is a big time trader in steel in cars, but there's cheaper cars than the BMW and the Benz. Okay, those are nice cars, but there's cheaper vehicles. Basically, the German economy's busted. It's severely busted, and the economies, and also a big thing that you have is a bunch of white people that are getting old and they haven't produced a lot of children. Sometimes, I mean, it's not anything abnormal to meet white men who have no children, like 50 years old, and he got no kids. And see, when you got an aging population, what the deep state doesn't tell you is this. This is what happens. Okay, and like in 2008, all them bankers, they messed up the economy, the housing market. They engage in such illegal activities in Europe. You might remember that countries like Greenland and other European countries like Norway, Switzerland, they were going to arrest these guys and put them in jail. But they're rich white dudes, so they couldn't imagine putting them in jail. They allowed them to come to the U.S. and they immediately engineered the housing crisis. Immediately. They just continued their same old corrupt behavior. Now, they had did much of the same stuff in Europe. They fucked Europe up financially. And they, just like business owners here in America, they get cheap labor. But see, the thing of it is, they can't go straight up to the immigrant. And neither can they go straight up to the citizens and say what's really going on. You see, if you keep the immigrant in a constant state of terror and fear, he remains dirt cheap because he's a foreign person. He knows that he's of another racial group. He doesn't speak the language. And then on top of that, you're in another country completely with a hostile population that doesn't want you there. You can take a job that may be $20 or $30 or $35 an hour for a person in that country, and you ain't got no choice but to squibble on your knees and say, I'll do it for $5. Just keep these angry people in the country you brought me to away from me because they don't like me. They don't like my language. They don't like my religion. I'm compromised. And see, the corporatocracy doesn't go back to the angry white population and tell them that. And see, with white dudes, it's very plain and simple. You can divide men into about 3 different categories. If a woman don't want me and displays no loyalty, I don't fight over her. Bitch, get lost. I don't care nothing about you. A white dude will run around and get mad. And, it's a lot of black men who are like this, too. They'll run around and get mad and pick all type of shit with a dude that his girlfriend likes, even though your girlfriend ain't never told that dude about you. You know what I'm saying? She just fucking that dude, but some dudes will go and pick fights with that dude. And see, that's how the European population is. Simply put, all those economic problems, basically what they've done is that they've not explained to the white population that, hey, we just fuck you over and you're just fucked. Okay. I mean, it is what it is. Instead, they continue to fuck them economically with all type of shit that they're doing, and also getting rid of so-called entitlement programs. That's basically killing off a lot of the white population because, people's grandmamas are going to die. All type of healthcare treatment that people need for their children. There's men that are blue collar, they work their butts off. They get all type of injuries at work. And some of these injuries can put him out of work for months and he needs a surgery. And government doesn't want to pay for that. So what they do is bring in the most alien people that they can. For example, what is a Somali doing in the middle of white ass Caucasian Minnesota? Alienization. A Somali is black, Muslim, speaks a language that not even other Africans can understand. And then on top of that, strictly and firmly wear their hijabs. Very, very, as if the hijab is another set of skin. They're put there deliberately. These people that are bought into these European countries and here in America, they're put there deliberately. Like all of the violence and crime they showed you that Trinidad, Laragua, this Venezuelan gang and these other immigrants were doing, they do it deliberately. It's done deliberately. And because what they would rather do, notice something that you see happening It's the same thing in America as what you see in Europe. It's the same thing. It's not a coincidence that Elon Musk and Nazism and all of that stuff rises at the same time that they're taking your shit. Look at it, bro. It's dead in your face. Look at it. When they get ready to take your benefits and when they get ready to fuck you over economically, they create something else for you to be mad at. Racial stuff is the stuff that people get the most amped up over. You know, it's the same thing. They're doing the same strategy. And oh yeah. I've been sitting up here the whole video and I didn't mention something. The deep state is in control of all the Nazi parties. That's why they made Kanye West, you know, some type of symbolic Hitler over here. And this woman that you're looking at, this woman is a damn lesbian. She's a lesbian. She's a white woman who won't be producing no white children, who's with a brown woman from Sri Lanka. You have got to be an idiot of a magnitude in which the English language doesn't have words to describe how dumb you are to sit up here and tell yourself, I don't see this. I don't see it. I can't draw patterns. I can't put together consistent things that look just alike over here, over there. I don't follow patterns. I'm just a dumbass. And these poor dumb people are just stupid and dumb. And they're just retarded. And I'm great. And I'm white. And everything that surrounds me is good. And everybody wants a little bit of piece of me. So that's why they want to be here. That's why they want to be here. Because they suck in their own country. They suck. They suck. They suck. And they just want to come here and take away from my greatness. That's what they want you to believe. That is what the programmers want you to believe. Nigga, this shit is, motherfucker, this shit is, man, I graduated from a Mississippi high school, man. If I got the critical thinking skills to sit up here and look at this shit and see it for what it is, you got to be crazy. This is superficial Nazism that is done as a cover for economic institutions that are ready to fuck over the general white population, and they are wiping out the general white population while getting white population to exalt the notion of being white and great. They don't care nothing about that. They are perfectly fine with having a relatively small white population and a whole bunch of black and brown people who they can rule over, who don't know anything about the constitutional rights and all of that. Just get your ass out there and work for 10 to 15 hours. Humbibe, you know, from Guatemala. Just get your ass out there and work. As a matter of fact, don't even learn to speak English. I don't even want you to be able to complain to me. Okay, and this government wants to tax me to pay for old people's surgeries. Get your ass out of here. I ain't paying for none of these old people's surgeries. Fuck that. I am here in America to make a profit off of poor brown people from a third world country and build me some islands somewhere on the goddamn, build me a mansion on the islands of Greece and Turkey. Other than that, these dumbass rednecks can sit up here and believe that DEI is the biggest damn thing affecting them. Fuck them motherfuckers. Dump some goddamn methamphetamines and fentanyl on they bitch asses and let them die. They don't give a shit. Dumb white motherfuckers. We ain't got no more wars for you to fight anyway. Get your little crash dummy ass back to your trailer park. Anyways, man, modern day Nazism exposed. So let me just say it one last time before I shut it down. There were economic protests based upon austerity cuts. That would be in America, the cuts to Medicaid, Social Security, the social safety nets. Okay. They did the same thing in Europe. When the people began holding the government accountable through all these various protests and actions in the street, the government appealed to racial hostility, and they actually went and got immigrants. There's parts of Europe that immigrants don't even have the technical sophistication to make it there. They would have to be bought. Palestine doesn't have a navy. Israel has destroyed everything Palestine is worth. The only way a Palestinian gets to Switzerland is that they have to be bought there. And the powers that be bring them there when the people are protesting and getting ready to damn near go to war against the government basically uses them almost as a shield for people's anger, and they use the news media And they talk about crime and groomer gangs to get the white people even more upset. And before you know it, all of the social anger at the fact that this government sucks and our economy sucks is lost, and everybody just yells at the immigrants. And it's the same strategy that was done here. Exact same thing. It's not a coincidence that the guy who threw the Nazi sign, Elon Musk, it's not a coincidence that he's running through your treasury right now. If you don't see this, it is the most willful blindness that you could possibly engage in. It's right before your face, and you would have to be deliberately and purposely not seeing it. Anyways, and that's why modern day Nazism, as a so-called black man, and I'll end the video the way that I started this shit off, that is why modern day Nazism literally does no more than just make me laugh. No threat at all. I'm not even vaguely worried. And then these dudes ran up on some black people in Evandale, Ohio. And the very second one of these Nazi dudes seen a black man with a gun, he's got a gun! He's got a gun! He's got a gun! Oh my God! He's got a gun! Man, you sitting up there doing that much screaming over one nigga with a gun. Lord forbid a black militia showed up. These cowards would have been running like a bunch of bitch-made dick in the booty faggots, man. Anyways, let me get the hell up out of here. It's your boy, man. Or better yet, it's your man. I'm out.